First things first is some Q&As from you, the fans in my Taeler Army, holding down the fort on my YouTube channel. We are growing every single day. So here we go. The first question from my YouTube channel asked me, what would I do post Royal Rumble? So for that, I think there's two different responses. So I'll ask you, personally speaking, am I a wrestler that just got brought back to WWE within the last, couple months or the last week or two right before the Rumble? Or am I a superstar that has not been let go by the WWE and I have been there through my tenure? Because those are two different types of situations. Now, if I was somebody that just got brought back and, we've just gone through the Royal Rumble, which means we are officially kicking off the road to WrestleMania, the point at the WrestleMania sign season. So if that was my situation, here is what I would be looking to do. There is currently right now no official stability, especially with different regime changes happening currently in WWE, possibly also amidst the rumors of a potential sale of WWE, which has neither been confirmed nor denied as far as I know. So that's a lot of instability. And we also know, if you pay attention, that for the last, 20 plus years of WWE, we also know that cleanup season, which is a really not delicate way of putting firing season, is just after WrestleMania. So there is a lot going on for the next couple months if you are a WWE superstar, especially if you're one that just got back, or you're one that's been on the roster that hasn't really been used in a official capacity as far as a long-term storyline. If you're getting used here and there on Raw or SmackDown or pay-per-view or whatever, but you're not really a permanent fixture as far as, storylines in modern day WWE, this is a very similar situation for you, as well as somebody that just recently got brought back. So what I have noticed is the WWE stock tends to be higher when Vince McMahon is directly in WWE holding the reins, so to speak. We saw a lot of inconsistencies and dips when he briefly left WWE. And we also know that a ton of people were brought back after Vince left and in the beginning stages of Vince coming back. So that also puts, a strain on the finances as well as the potential sale. Now, when people want to potentially sell a company and make it look even better than it already is, you will let go of certain things and certain expenditures and certain people to boost up the profit margin. What does that mean? That basically just is a different way of saying you make the overhead cost less, so your profits are larger, and it makes the company look even better on paper. And it also helps company stocks prior to a sale, so the person selling can get more money because it's a better asset to be sold, so to speak, if that is what they are officially intending to do. Like I said, I don't know. And so if I was a person just brought back, or I was a WWE superstar that wasn't really being consistently used on the main roster, I would be looking to cut down my lifestyle expenses that are unnecessary so that I am spending less money. I would also try my best to make use of the WWE paycheck while I have it up until firing season, because you just don't really know in advance if that's going to be you. And we saw that a lot in the onset of the pandemic, where a lot of people had no idea that firing was even coming, so they had no plans, so forth and so on. So that's what I would do. I would also start looking into diversifying my stock portfolio to start helping me make money while I sleep, so that WWE money is actually working for me instead of me working for that WWE money. I would also be looking to see what things I can forego. Like, for example, can I downgrade a gym membership? Do I really need to be spending X amount of dollars on makeup, hair, so forth and so on if I have WWE professionals doing that for me? I would also be looking at, what kind of other expenses that I don't necessarily need. I would also be looking into investments that make sense, that I can start while I have that WWE paycheck, that could ultimately lead me to a better lifestyle 10 and 15 years down the road. And also, in what little spare time I do have, I would be looking at a secondary career option, as far as be that, business related, real estate related, or some sort of side hustle that my WWE name isn't involved with, so that I don't have to pay or get permission from WWE. And that way I'm not, putting myself on the firing block, so to speak, because I am not violating any potential aspects of my contract. What does that mean? reaffirming your education that you may or may not have, so that you have other job opportunities in the interim in case you are one of those people that does let go. Because at some point, AEW will in fact have to stop hiring people. You know, if there's too much money coming out and not enough money coming in, that is a problem, right? So you can't, you know, you can't think in absolutes. You have to think, okay, what's the worst case scenario? How can I avoid that worst case scenario while still benefiting and being my best possible self for WWE? You got to put yourself in the best possible position for success, no matter what that avenue looks like, right? So those are some of the things I would be looking to do. Downgrade any unnecessary expenses, making sure I'm not living outside of less than 50% of my means, which means I would want to be living a lifestyle that's less than 50% of my total salary a year. I would want to have roughly 6 months of money put aside for in case I do get let go. And I would be starting to try to diversify my portfolio so I am making money while I sleep and while I'm on the road for WWE. And I would also be looking at finding ways to supplement my WWE income if that all of a sudden meant I was let go. And that's some ways that, you know, WWE superstars can transition. And I think most of those options are applicable to somebody that wasn't being used consistently on the roster or somebody that was recently brought back. Because a lot of times the people that are recently brought back are some of the first people to go because they were already let go once for a reason, whether they know what that reason was or not. And when you're not getting used consistently, that means you're not a super top priority for management, which means that you were also in position to be on the chopping block, the firing block, however you want to call that. So those are some things I would do depending on what type of situation I was in. Now, this is a completely different story if I was one of the main rostered people, and we can go over that more in depth next week. I know that's a lot, but I really do feel like there is life after wrestling, but so many people don't try to achieve that, and they get so boggled down by trying to be slaves to the label, so to speak. And it really is sad because there's so many different avenues to success if you're paying attention and choose to self-educate, you know. Someone asked me, what are some of my favorite TV shows that I'm watching? This is something I talk about on my weekly podcast every Friday with Vince Russo. It's called The Brand Live with Vince and Taylor. I'm really enjoying that, so I hope you guys join me. It's every Friday at 1 p.m. EST. We post live links. It is a live podcast, The Brand Live with Vince and Taylor, so definitely check it out. I give weekly recommendations for different types of music and TV shows. As far as ones that I'm consistently watching right now, I am rewatching True Blood. I watched The Good Doctor, Hell's Kitchen, Homicide Hunter with Joe Kenda, Evil Things, which is really cool on Discovery Plus. And let's see, one of my all-time favorite TV shows is The Haunting. They have 11 seasons. Definitely check it out. It was really cool when I was on ROH TV when they were on Destination America, and at one point my favorite show, A Haunting, was on Destination America. So that was like really cool for me. One show that I haven't watched the current season of, but I really liked seasons 1 through like 17-ish would be Grey's Anatomy, but I obviously have not caught up on the most recent season. And someone on my podcast actually recommended for me to check out Your Honor. I just saw a commercial for it hyping it up, so I definitely want to check that out. Someone asked me, who are some female wrestlers that I have not had a chance to work with that I would love to? That's actually really fun. I always wanted to get the chance to work with Rebby Hardy. We were on some shows together, and I always just thought she was like super cool, but we never really talked a whole lot, so we never really built like a rapport together or a friendship or whatever. But I always just really dug her vibe. Like, I always felt like she was her, take it or leave it, like it or not, she didn't care. Like, she was going to do her, and that was that. And I really loved that energy, because I don't really think that that was an energy that I possessed until, you know, the last like 2.5 years or so. Another person I always wanted to work with would be Tiana Ringer. She was on Shimmer 1, and I really loved her work, and I really loved Taylor Wilde's work when she was Chantel Taylor for Shimmer. Shimmer 1 was the first like women's indie wrestling DVD I ever bought. I got it in high school. I actually just posted that on my Instagram stories, you know, so getting to work for Shimmer in 2016, it was like, it took me 10 years to get there, and I really appreciated the opportunity. So I would love to work with Tiana Ringer. I would love the chance to get to work with Gail Kim. I would love the chance to get to work with Beth Phoenix and Taylor Wilde. I would really love the opportunity to work with Natty Neidhart. Vipress. I've worked with Mercedes Martinez once, and I really would like the chance to work with her again because I was super, super, uber duper green and intimidated the first time I wrestled with her. So I'd really love that opportunity. I love seeing her succeed and be happy in life. I'm all about that energy. Let me see here. There are so many people that I would love the opportunity to work with. So that would be a really fun video. Do I plan on doing this is the next question. Do I plan on doing a behind the scenes book on wrestling? I get asked this question a lot since I became an author. You guys are not ready for that book. You are not ready. I think a lot of people are possibly nervous for me to write that book with all the things that I know. And the reason why I say you're not ready for that book is because you guys are not going to want to know what I know. Yeah. I'll leave it at that. Do I have any new projects? Yes, I am starting my blog again now that I'm able to start typing with my hand surgery that I had last year where I had like nerve damage in my hand. So I'm starting up my blog again. So if you guys ever want to support Taeler Hendrix B-Sides on my YouTube channel and my podcast and stuff, every person that goes on Medium and reads my my blog posts about various things in science, pop culture, movie reviews, lifestyle, philosophy, wrestling, and so much more, every time a person reads those, I get paid. So that is one way that you can contribute. But also I do charity stuff with Cameo. So every time you order a Cameo from me on Cameo itself, I donate to charity. And also my podcast with Vince Russo, The Brand Live, every Friday at 1. You guys can support us there as well. I get asked that a lot. And you also have my Pro Wrestling Tees store, prowrestlingtees.com/Taeler Hendrix. I never advertise my Pro Wrestling Tees store unless it's on sale because I'm always trying to help everybody save money that, you know, wants to support me. Other new projects besides my blog and my podcast, I am working on my next children's book, and I'm working on some changes to my first psychological thriller that I've been working on since high school. So I'm really, really excited about that.